Phoenix played 12, won 7, drawn 3, lost 2, goals for 22, goals against 15, 24 points, and equal at top with Melbourne Victory. Haven't lost yet. 24 points for them too. Paul Ifill played over 100 games for the Phoenix and scoring a goal every 3 games. Absolutely brilliant career. He joins us. Happy New Year and welcome to the show, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Well, cock-a-doodle-doo, Nick's at the top of the table. And that was a thrilling match last night. Let's look at that first, beating Perth Glory 4-3.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, you're still there.
Sorry, I lost you there for a second.
That's all right. I was just saying last night, thrilling victory against Perth Glory. And sitting at the top of the table, you can't deny that, can you? After 12 games have been played, it's almost halfway through the campaign. You can't deny where the Phoenix are.
I think they've been brilliant, and I think even probably if you look at it, the gaffer will be very pleased, and I think he's probably still thinking, is this real? Is this actually happening? But I like how measured he's been. He's just saying he's taking each game as it comes, and they're not looking at the title or the playoffs or anything. They're just trying to win each week, and they continue to do so. And I thought it probably wasn't the best they played last night. I didn't think they defended too well, but they look such an attacking threat, and Costa Barbarouses is absolutely on fire at the minute.
Yeah, so at the start of the season, though, I thought the defence was particularly what had kept them in games, and that he seemed, Chiefy seemed to have an attitude that, look, he didn't really care how the team looked or how they looked going forward. He just wanted to keep it nice and compact, composed at the back and not concede goals.
Yeah, I think so, and I don't know if that's changed. I don't know if that's a mindset or, things have changed as the season has gone on. I think they've been pretty good defensively for the most part, barring last night. They did look shaky, but to get across the line against Perth is all you need at this stage. Sometimes it's about how you're playing. Sometimes it's about getting those 3 points and remaining at the top of the table. And I think it's like I said, keep going back to it, but I think it's a mindset thing. The longer you can stay up there, who knows what happens. I always look back to when Leicester shocked everybody in the Premier League, and everybody said, they're going to fall apart in a minute. They're going to, including myself, kept saying it. They're going to fall. And then week after week, they just kept trying to win a game, and all of a sudden, they were a few points clear with a couple to go, and you're like, actually, they're going to do this. So I'm hopeful that the Phoenix can do similar.
Paul, do you think the roster is actually better last year on paper than it is this year?
Definitely, yeah, which is crazy. It shows you just how well Chiefy has done up to this point. He's been a little bit lucky in the fact that most of his players have stayed fit. And then you look at the one that you don't want to get injured in Zavada, who they relied on last year, he gets injured. And then Costa Barbarouses steps up and shows the form that probably the Phoenix fans have never seen. I think he's been an amazing player in the A-League, but not necessarily for the Phoenix. And I think at last, the fans are getting to see the best of Costa, and it's brilliant. I'm really pleased.
Yeah, tried out of his career, scoring the last 5 games, and it's the first time ever any player has, so that's a hell of a record. He probably took your record, as a matter of fact.
No, I didn't score often enough, mate. No, but what I would say is I remember, being in the team when he was coming through, and he didn't get too many opportunities because of the likes of myself and Chris Greenacre. He had to go elsewhere. Goes elsewhere, does really well at Brisbane Roar, Melbourne Victory, Sydney, blah, blah, blah. He's had a really, really good career. But when he came back to the Phoenix last time, it was a bad time for the club. Things weren't going well, and everybody sort of said, he's earning all this money as a marquee, not really doing the business, and he sort of went under a cloud. So when he came back, there wasn't too much fanfare. But this season, wow, he's been unbelievable.
Hell of a match up this weekend, then top of the table, Phoenix home at the Victory on Friday night, 7 o'clock. So look forward to a good crowd there in Wellington too. It'd be great to see, I know that they're not going to pack it out, but it'd be great to see a crowd of 15 or 20,000, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, look, if you're not going to go and support the guys on a Friday night when they're top of the table, when are you? So let's make sure that everybody's behind them. Yeah, real opportunity to put a bit of daylight between us and Victory.
At the start of the season, Paul Ifill, Phoenix Legends, with the start of the season, what were your hopes for with a brand new coach in this team?
Top 6.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd make the playoffs and maybe get past that first round, because we haven't done that for a long time. I looked at the squad. I thought it was okay. I thought it was going to have to rely too much on the youngsters. I thought if too many got injured, we wouldn't have the depth. So again, kudos to what he's done. He's got the players believing in what he has shown them. I think he's been really, really measured. Every time I've seen him speak, I'll come away from it going, yeah, this guy, knows what he's doing. He's got them where he wants them. And obviously the proof is in the pudding. Once you keep winning, those players who maybe weren't sure at the start are now starting to believe in his system. and what he believes in. So all of a sudden, it's one of those rolling trains. It's really hard to stop. So like I keep going back to, hopefully they can just keep it rolling, and we're talking about one of those seasons at the end of it.
Paul, how good are the Melbourne Victory? Who haven't lost yet, 1-6, drawn 6. How good is that side?
Yeah, they're class. They're very good. So this is going to be a massive test, but at home, I don't see us being too bothered about who's coming into town. It's, when you're playing like the Phoenix are playing, then they always seem to find a way at the moment. I mean, the Victory will be looking at a way to stopping Costa. I think Cryer's been good. I thought Alex Rufer last night was excellent, and he's had a big campaign as captain.
All right, okay. So can you see the team being able to sustain and maintain this, staying at the top of the table, or do you think eventually by the season ends that it might be a first, second or a third spot?
I still don't see us winning it, but I don't know if that's me playing it down because I don't want to get carried away.
Yep.
I see us third or fourth, but I don't think that's terrible either. If we can finish in that top four, I think we can go deep into the playoffs, and then who knows? But I do think Victory still look the best side in the comp, and I still think Melbourne City have got a run to come. So it's going to be difficult, but if he can keep everybody fit and keep them believing, who knows?
Paul Ifill is with us. A couple of quick questions before we go. Then, what are you doing? What are you doing now? Because I watched you on the sideline coach the Chatham Cup win with Christchurch, which is an absolutely brilliant game. So, are you still there, or have you left?
No, I've gone. I'm at Wellington Olympic now.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 years at Christchurch. I'm at Wellington Olympic, which I've just started. And our first pre-season training is actually next week, so we're nearly there.
Bubble and Squeak, eh? What a great club.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a great club, yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
And also, what kind of feedback did you get after the revelations all about the gambling?
It's a funny one because I've been talking about it for years.
Right.
So I don't know why it suddenly
all of a sudden it became a big deal, didn't it?
Yeah, I've been speaking to rugby clubs for probably the last 6 or 7 years about it, about sort of risk in sport and my story. And it's just, I've not had a bet for the last 6 years.
Good on you.
And then suddenly it just popped off. And I was away in the Solomon Islands, actually, with the Samoa women's national team.
Yep.
And my wife rang me and said, "You're all over the stuff today." And I said, what have I done now? She said, "It's all the gambling stuff." So she was, she's obviously well aware of it over the years.
Yes.
She helped me put my presentations together to go out and speak about it. So, but what I have found, once it's been in the press, I've had a lot, I'm not going to name any names, but I've had a lot of people within our sport, which I've not really helped too many people, reach out and say, "Would you come and meet me for coffee? I've had a gambling problem for years. Liked what you said. You were dead honest, blah, blah, blah." So as much as it was a little bit of a, "Oh, blimey, it's out there," I've really been thankful that a lot of people have reached out and I've been able to help a few, because that's really why I spoke in the first place all those years back. But it's just strange that it came out now, yeah.
Do you have regrets from it, or are you glad now that, not glad that you spent all that money and things like that, because, you always look back at that part of it and go, God, what was I doing? But at the same time, where your life is now, where your headspace is now, where your health is now.
Look, it's hard not to say I don't have regrets. Look, there's a lot better things I could have done with the money.
Sure.
I look back and, pretty much a single parent family. My mum pretty much raised me and did so much for me. I think I could have done more for her. I did a little bit, but I think she should have been mortgage-free. I had enough money to sort all of that out years back. So that's probably my own regret. The regrets about me, myself, no, it was my career. I made choices, good and bad, and that's why I am where I am now. And I think if you can use those bad experiences to help other people, that's where I get a bit of joy. I love mentoring. I love helping people, whether it's coaching. That's why I'm a coach, I suppose, but helping on and off the pitch. So, again, if you'd have said to me a few years ago, I'd have been speaking to the Crusaders, arguably the greatest rugby side in the world, about risk in sport, I'd have said you're mad. So, it has led to some amazing opportunities, and now that I'm off it, I can see how people are on it and help them get off it, I suppose.
Well, a brilliant career for the Phoenix. I really appreciate your time, mate. You're always so honest and great to talk to, and I wish you all the best with the Olympic. We'll catch up during the year. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, Paul Ifill is with us on the platform.